So, about 6 months ago, in this seat, I was sitting here. It was on Zed Games. It was happening. It was real. We were on air. The tower wasn't screwed. And we were like, this might be the last time we were on the community radio network. Earlier today, we got a congratulations from the CRN for being such a big supporter of their network, because we really believe in it. And we're still here, and it's been 500 episodes. What on earth? How have we lasted for this long? Well, look, it's been a little bit hit and miss for parts, but we're still here. Hit and miss, yes. We'll go into more detail soon. But for now, we're going to be a bit self-indulgent. We're going to talk about what the show's been, what it's going to be, and what you can look forward to. This is Zed Games. We're going to be talking about ourselves for the next hour. See you soon.
Recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios in Brisbane and broadcast across Australia on the Community Radio Network.
You're listening to Zed Games, where we bring you the best in gaming news, reviews, community and culture.
Want to get in touch? Check us out on social media or email us using onair@zedgamesau.net.
You are joining us on Zed Games across Brisbane on 102.1 FM, Zed Digital, and also across the country on the Community Radio Network across maybe 2 weeks. We'll see how the show goes, but, we'll kind of figure it out as we go. We would talk about video games, but we're going to talk about ourselves because it's been 10 years! Woo! What? My name is Jack. I'm in the studio with the kids, Koch and Caitlin.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
The kids that can be here.
Hi.
And
We're the baby.
We are the baby.
I'm baby. Thanks.
So we.
This is what the show's devolved to since you gave it to me, Ray and Lee. How do you feel?
Old. Really old. Yeah.
It's been... I mean, I've got a good hypercut of, like, some of the goofs that we've done. Not the one of mostly you. A different one.
We have too many.
We've been playing them through the year, so it's like, these will be, like, not... They'll be relatively fresh in your memory, but what isn't fresh is when Zed Games started. That was 10 years ago.
It's like the opposite of fresh.
No, but it's like, it's been 10 years. It's been like,
Amazing.
that's a legacy,
Absolutely.
right? Like, what else is a legacy? Let's talk about Naughty now.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So that wasn't your first Zed show, was it? Was it?
Yes, it was, actually.
So that was a show, as much as it might sound like some weird, like, sexual thing. Like,
it was.
Naughty... That's most of Triple Z at this point. No, it was celebrating, like, Naughty's music, wasn't it?
That's right.
Yeah.
Naughty to Now. Naughty Naught to Naughty Now. That was
Yeah.
the show that I inherited back in 2008.
And I know that because your recovery email for a lot of the Zed Games accounts happens to be Naughty Now.
Yeah, you've done your research. Maybe that's a little bit too private.
Sorry that you gave me the entire show. Still don't have the Zed Games account, actually. But...
You'll earn it eventually.
Maybe one. I'm not sure I want to at this point.
Once you find the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got that song coming up
On
later.
our way.
We'll kick the rock. Was it... I'm not sure, because I've spoken to you about this before. You weren't approached by Zed at the time to make a video game show, were you? Or did you come up with the idea yourself?
Well, I started doing, like, video game reviews late at night, like 12 o'clock.
Like on Graveyard Styles?
Graveyard Shift.
Cool.
Yeah. And so they were, like, ridiculously over-prepared for the time slot. Like, I was
1
just,
a.m. reviews.
I was just like, I've got this radio show. I've always wanted to do one. Let's just run with it. And I just made this awesome, like, gaming and geek sort of radio show, but that just happened to be at midnight when no one was listening. And so one of the higher-ups at Triple Z just heard it and said, hey, maybe we should give this guy, like,
a real
time slot. And that's basically when Zed Games happened, back in 2010.
So your audience doubled when you went to Wednesday Drive, right?
Yeah, from 2 to 4.
Yeah.
It's numbers are numbers.
Crazy, man. That Tuesday Graveyard Shift, the best shift. So when it started, it was you, DJ Lame, and Scribe Wraith.
That's right.
You just knew them as friends before you started the show?
No, not at all.
Cool, great.
I was on my own doing the show, and then Michelle Brown, who was the station manager at the time,
Yep.
put me onto them. They were just some geeks that happened to be in
Around
the
the
Triple Z
station,
orbit. Yeah.
Was Cam still doing his Friday night show at the time?
No, he didn't start that until a couple of years later.
Right, okay.
He bailed out pretty early on in the proceedings, actually, about a year and a half afterwards. It felt like longer at the time.
Yeah.
But then he decided to start his own label, and he was more into electronic music and partying.
I found the emails the other day. I was searching
Not
for
right.
where we were like, we were begging him to hang around because we enjoyed, chatting to him about, essentially, he only played like like extremely cute like Japanese games. That
Yeah.
was his
All of the
I think he
Ulu
continues
back in the
to.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's still working a marketing job, living his best life,
Yeah.
going to parties.
The main thing that he brought to the show was his very eccentric, unique taste in music, which
Yeah.
was
Eccentric.
basically unlistenable chiptune. And it's just like bleeps and bloops and Japanese words randomly, spread throughout.
It was like someone strangling a Terminator to death.
Yeah.
That was
Yes. Strangling a 56k modem.
yeah,
That's what it sounded
like hitting a Terminator with a 56k modem. It was just it was unlistenable. We got so many complaints.
Yeah.
And people like friends of ours would be like, we would like to listen to your show, but we cannot because the music is so bad. In between your mediocre segments.
Yeah.
It was a real smorgasbord of crap.
High praise, my God.
Yeah, the bar set high already. We're going good so far.
Yeah.
You can only go from strength to strength at that pace, right? So it was you who had done a Triple Z music show with two nerds that just happened to sort of loiter around the same, rough area. Fortitude Valley, a little bit less rough now, which is nice. At what point did that lineup change? Because Lee, you came on before DJ Lame left.
Yeah.
I remember listening to that show. Maybe in a dream, but like that.
That's a fever dream.
I've gone through the archives. There's a lot of stuff still there. A lot of it's on like tiny URLs to dead links, and I'm like, mad, love that. But there is a lot of it still there. When did that change? So you came on, Lee. DJ Lame left.
So I was brought in around like
E3 2010.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was
6 months in, basically.
Yeah.
Cool.
I had submitted a couple of reviews. My first review was an Obsidian game called Alpha Protocol, which was like their sort of Mass Effect, but it's about spies and it has much worse combat.
I have a friend that speedruns Alpha Protocol, actually.
Yeah.
What an experience.
Why?
Yeah,
Parts of it are good. Anyway,
Coming up later, Alpha Protocol, yeah.
The review.
Yeah, so I had a lot of time on my hands at the time and was just absorbing games media constantly instead of like consuming nutrition, basically. And so I had watched all of the E3 videos. That was before it was a thing that we just all kind of
Live streamed.
Yeah. So it was all being live streamed, but it was like hard to watch because YouTube wasn't really
Good.
great then.
No.
It was on, like, I was watching it on GameTrailers.com and that website, and those people don't even exist anymore. Bless them. We outlasted them. Take that. But yeah, I was like just up at like 2 a.m. until 10 watching everyone's like live
And they were
shows.
all flawless, weren't they?
Oh, my
at that point in time, E3, there was not a single hiccup ever.
No, not a bit.
When did the Wii Music Guy happen? Was that 2010? Or maybe 2011?
That was 2011.
The Wii Music Guy was mad. I love
Yeah.
that guy.
But I mean, like, everyone at least had a show back then, right? That's when
They did, yeah.
E3 was still useful.
The
Everyone
thing.
was showing off their stuff, and so I came in and just like sort of took over Ray's show with my own inane commentary, and then hung around. And now I'm doing it on you guys' show. So
You were invited back. Like, you're not just like breaking into the studio. Like,
it always felt like that.
Just kicks down the door
Yes.
like, no, my show now. My now.
I mean, I joke about like taking over the show, and then it actually happened. I was like, wait.
I didn't sign up for this.
So that change happened, and then shortly after, Candy came on board, and then it was also Jodie and Alana. And I remember you saying at one point that was genuinely the golden age of Zed Games.
Yeah, I
Like,
had a lot of fun
felt,
during that time.
It felt like you hit a high, and you managed to maintain that for a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It did feel like the show had sort of ascended to a listenable level.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It wasn't disgusting, chip
Yeah.
tune, blasting your ears. Yeah.
Yeah, and I felt like we had a good rapport amongst the crew as well, and that really helped. Like, we all got along really well.
Yeah.
We were all friends. And, it wasn't like a crap show anymore, and it was actually starting to get something we could be proud of. So, yeah.
The first 2 years were basically just not at all that.
There were a lot of embarrassing moments. Yeah, we were just still learning.
It's okay. I mean, I went back and edited a lot of the shows from 2 years ago, and I don't like listening to a lot of my stuff back then either. Then Alana left, and we stopped being on iTunes. That was mad.
Yes.
No, before that, Community Radio Network. Did Community Radio Network and CBAA happen at the same time?
CBAA.
Funding. CBF funding.
yes.
Sorry, CBF funding.
Yeah, roughly the same time. So
Was that your idea as well, or?
A little bit.
Yeah?
Well, the show was becoming very time-consuming, and it was really consuming my life as well, and my time and everything.
Does.
And so I had this group of people that I had sort of grabbed onto, and I was also like wasting their time as well. And so I thought, we're not going to be able to sustain this. I'm going to have to like burn through hosts at an alarming rate unless we can maybe give these guys a few dollars for their trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least a pittance was the bare minimum, right?
Yeah, and so we were fortunate enough to get funded from 2013 until relatively recently. And that made a big difference because we had like a team of like 6 people at one stage, and then we had maybe 3 or 4 people in different cities submitting content as well, and that made it all really possible to do that.
Yeah. We'll talk a little bit more about the show's history, and then when sort of B came on, and then when I infected the show, all of the rest of that.
Parasitic content.
And then it just kept on going.
It's evolved.
Here's a banger that we just can't get enough of from, I think, Koch's favourite game ever. It's Sonic Adventure 2.
I knew
Yeah,
it.
it's
Kick
his
the
favourite.
rock.
I'm going to bet someone.
This is Knuckles, and I'm back. I've been away for a while, but I'm back to kick some butt in Wild Canyon. I shall find all the lost pieces of the Master Emerald here. I'm gonna get those fools. They wanna play with my emeralds? They playing with the wrong guy. Ecadona, that's what I'm representing. Never seen a Mike Hogg spit like a menace.
So big love to Amy for texting in guys, the show is effing hilarious because we're on the CRN. We are having a very good time. It's about to get even better because here are some highlights from the show that we've played throughout the year. Some of these I'm proud of, some less so. Enjoy?
But cassettes are an institution.
Exactly.
I'm all about docking. Switch docking.
Switch docking. Love to hear it.
Oh, Jack.
Here is Zed Games.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games.
He's in his sad boy gay weeb mood. Which is him constantly.
So lit.
So lit.
All night.
All night, baby. And we're here all night.
Which was described to us vividly by someone in the studio as Grimes on speed.
I loved it so much.
You've heard of regular tapping, now
Yeah.
introducing hyper tapping.
And you know what? Hyper tapping could be something that I could utilize in my romantic life.
Oh my god. It was loads of fun.
Barrels.
Barrels of fun.
Loads, barrels, same thing. Whatever
Okay.
modifier
I guess
you
you could put a
use.
load inside a barrel.
Yeah.
Don't let...
No.
This man is a dentist, so he can't show you his face. But he probably plays Fortnite.
That's nice.
That's nice.
It's very nice.
Oh, man.
Some zingers by Ray in there.
You're joining us in the Triple Z studio for our Zed Games episode 500 extraordinaire.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
what it is. Yeah, should run with that, guys.
Run it, keep going.
I'm Jack in the studio with Koch, Caitlin, Ray, and Lee. We were talking about how the show got started earlier. And then there was a bit of CBF funding to try and support it because it was really getting more involved, as you said earlier. Mostly consuming your life, but more and more consuming others as well.
Yep.
B came on board because you met her at like a band or something? What was that?
Well, no, she was a guest on the show.
Was she?
Initially, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. She was a part of a female gaming collective thing.
Right,
And
okay.
yeah, she was on the show, but she didn't talk much. But it was
That came later.
It was still important because I recognized her at a bar.
Yeah.
And then it only dawned on me like about 15 minutes after I started talking to her that she'd actually been on the show. And I was like, wait, I know you. You're cool. And
That's fine. I ended up working with someone who had been on the show and didn't realize it for like 6 months. So it's cool. It's cool. Twice.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 2 different people.
Incredible. So
Very
B didn't talk to begin with, and
No.
then she got onto graphic novels and didn't shut up.
yes, that's right. Well, she loves to talk. I think anyone who knows her would attest to that. And she told me a funny story involving, I don't know, a sculpture of a vagina. And I just laughed and laughed. And
You were like, I wish there was a recording device around for this.
Where's my radio studio?
Yeah.
yeah, and then we just quickly got her on, and she was on for a good couple of years.
She
And
was.
she started out being our sort of weeb,
Yeah.
Japanese romance sort of game specialist.
Yep.
And that was really fun to have her along.
That was some champagne radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. I was there for a lot of it. I ran a lot of it directly into the ground. Like,
So how did the infection start?
I ran into Lee at a Screen Queensland panel.
Yeah.
Which, and then I got a lift home from the Screen Queensland CEO. That was weird. But she's a sweetheart. Well, she was a sweetheart when she was CEO. She probably still is.
Yeah.
But she's just gone cold since then.
I remember what you said to me.
What did I say?
You came up to me and said, "How do I become you?"
That sounds like something I would say as well.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Were you drunk, Jack, or?
How old were you?
I was 21.
There you go.
Yeah.
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 Sorry.
but that was fine because like I had just moderated a very cool panel and just found out that I had just gotten a very cool like games industry job on that day. So I was like, no, that's right. People should aspire to be me. This is fine. So I didn't take that as creepy. I just thought that was.
You probably should have, truthfully.
No, in hindsight now.
Bit of a yikes.
Having been exiled from my show along with Ray,
Yes.
after you took it over,
Yes.
very successful. Well done. But
How do one becomes the
turns out
master?
this was more of a curse than a blessing, wasn't it?
They've called me out. I can't. But then I came on. My first review was of Final Fantasy Mobius. It was like a mobile Final Fantasy game, and it was best known for having mostly topless hot boys. And that theme sort of persisted through my time with the show. I remember leaving that first show that I was a guest reviewer on, and you're like, "Hey, do you want to come back and review Final Fantasy 15?" And I was like, "I've been on one show, and they want to have me review a big game. What?" Mm-hmm. Then I was like, "It's a radio show. Chill,
Yeah.
just chill. Like, bring it back."
Wow,
Would
you caught on real quick.
Like it took a few months for me to catch on.
Oh, okay.
Because the second time I came in, you were like, "Tell us about EB Expo, Kingdom Hearts 2.8 HD Final Remake," and I'm like, "How do I even talk about this?" And it didn't go well. And Candy was like, "Ray, you really need to. I'm going to kick you in the shins if you don't shut him up next time." Was almost word for word what she said, and I think that was completely valid because I had no idea what I was doing for a good chunk of it. Like, I don't know why you kept me on the show for so long. Like,
You were persistent.
Yeah, you wouldn't leave us alone.
Yes.
That was important.
Well,
Yeah.
he followed you, like, you guys walked into the studio and he just kind of followed you in somehow.
Yeah,
You couldn't
yeah.
keep him out.
Yeah. We'd be trying to shut the door and he would, like, sneak in.
Stick his foot in there.
Yeah, like handcuff himself to the desk.
the desk.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
underneath, like those Extinction Rebellion guys. Just
Oh. But then, yeah, no.
No,
But I feel like it picked up eventually, and then Evie got on board. I was still the junior reporter though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I met Evie in the halls here at 4ZZZ.
She was. They were doing queer radio. Dykes on Mics at the time.
Dykes on Mics,
Yep.
yeah. And she was sitting out there, and we got talking about Overwatch, added each other in game, played a few games, and then she ended up like joining us for a few reviews and stuff like that.
And they did a really good job.
That's another way you can get on the show. If you beat us in a video game, we are honor bound to actually let you on.
It's not hard.
Yeah.
When Jack plays, it's not hard, yeah.
I mean, I remember playing Kirby Star Allies with you, and that was terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, not you were, but the game was terrifyingly just bad. Like,
Yeah,
it was just
it
not
wasn't
a good
good,
game.
was it?
No, but
Yeah.
Adrian made a great. Well, he made a segment about it. I'm not sure if I'd call it. It's hard to make anything greater on Kirby
Yeah, I ended
Star
up
Allies.
returning that game.
Yeah, he was bitter he didn't. He wish he did. We are going to talk more about what the show has become, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your point of view. Literally a split down the middle of the desk here. We'll be hearing from Adrian and Millie soon as well. If you're joining us on the Community Radio Network, you can check that out on next week's show. But if you happen to be on Triple Z, just don't touch that dial. Don't. I see you having a go at it.
Stop it.
Don't. Not in the mood for this.
Just for this once.
Nah.
Please.
We get one.
It's too late, Jack. It's too late. They're
It's
gone.
just uncalled for.
We didn't like that one anyway.
This is Zed Games in the 4ZZZ studio celebrating 500 episodes. This one is Pop Stars from KDA, one of the best songs of the year.
So keep your eyes on me now. 무엇을
Adrian here. Grats on 500 eps and 10 years. That's a lot. I was on the show for about a year, and I'd say my favourite memory was probably trying to sneak in a really, really, really bad pun every episode and frustrating the hell out of Cringy, which never gets old.
You did indeed try and do that multiple times. I 100% blame Steph. It was absolutely her fault. But he kept doing it. We are in the studio. My name is Jack. I'm here with Koch, Caitlin, Ray, Lee, and Millie on the phone because she is the sickest in so many ways.
But painful.
There's a lot of pain happening, but it's fine. It's like, I'd like to say it's good pain, but like, it's not good pain.
No.
But we took over the show, much to Ray and Lee's dismay, I feel. That was like every single time you've spoken about us on the show, you were like, "Oh God, what have you done? What have you done with our precious show?" And I'm like, "I've just tried, Ray. I've just tried really hard." But I feel like when we took over, it was pretty much just you, Adrian, and I. Like Evie was tied up with study, and then Candy was barely on. Who else was on the show at that point, Ray? Was there anyone?
Lee was floating around.
But you mostly tapped out as well. You were like, you'd come in for a Yakuza review every here, like now and then. That's about it.
Yeah, well, those are important.
That and like judgment, I guess. But then we took it over and we were like, okay, cool. Millie screamed about Lara Croft's thighs on the show once, I guess.
No, she's done that a few times.
Oh, at that point in time, it was once.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I was there for that one. I was squirming my pants. I didn't know we were going to be on the next week after that. That was...
Well, I mean, you say that, but that literally that week, the tower was down. So we went on that week. Like, we turned on the external monitor and it was just shh, which is just so Zed.
I see.
Millie was like, what's going on? And then Adrian gave us a segment that crashed the program that we use for radio. And that was her introduction.
How did you get to 500?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sheer determination.
We only needed to get through 50 episodes.
Okay.
And so we've done, I would like to say, a pretty good job. Like Adrian, that snippet that he said, like, as much as he tried to meme me as much as he could, he also went through training. He was running the show for a good chunk of it. And as part of our funding requirements, we needed to go into detail on a topic, on a gaming topic, and really explore it. And he did a full, half-hour feature on voice acting in games. It's on the website, zedgames.net. And it was incredible. It was awesome.
It was so good.
And then from there, Adrian would do his kind of weird stuff. Millie, you were, I think, your first high after screaming about Lara Croft's thighs for about the third time was about interviewing, what was his name? Grant Kirkhope.
Yes.
You lost your mind.
I definitely did. It was so good to talk to him. He's one of my childhood heroes, and I just, I died a little bit inside.
But the good die a little bit inside.
It was a good die.
Yeah.
It was a good die.
And then from there, we kind of had to pick up people because, as we found out, you can't really run a radio show. As resource intensive of a radio show as this is with 3 people. Does not work.
You can't.
So it was us 3. You came on board pretty soon after.
Yeah.
Caitlin came. I corrected myself before you called me out.
Still live.
So Caitlin, yeah, it's fine.
Not a visual medium, man.
Nah, well, yeah, I'm used to TV. My bad. And so
Melbourne.
Call out.
Thanks, man. And Caitlin came on board, and then we had Kate on board. She did a lot of mental health features as well. She was, and that weird time she was like, let's talk about Neopets and Scientology. And I'm like, whoa.
Oh, I loved that.
What?
So good.
And Millie's Spooky Corner as well.
The best.
Millie did all those amazing little features on spooky games and spooky things that had come out of games, and it was so good.
Aw, thank you.
I think Polybius was a very good one because I love the story. And then Sonic EXE, you were just like, it's just crap. Make a good scary game. And I'm like, okay, wow. Maybe bring it back. But you did a lot.
It was, okay? It's a horrible game. Don't play it.
That's how we review games here. It's just, no.
Game good, game bad.
Game good, game bad.
That's it.
Out of 10.
Yeah.
Out of 10.
Yeah.
That time that Evie reviewed Destiny, gave it a 7 out of 10. Wild.
Way too high
Evie.
rating to give it.
It's free to play now. So that happened, and Adrian ended up going to the big smoke, quite literally the big smoke.
No, like,
Oh god.
I was like, I could shout out to a particular group of people, but I won't do that on CRN. And then we got a replacement for the diversity quota on the show. We've got everyone else is queer,
Yep.
and then we were like, we need a straight white boy. Koch.
Diversity reasons.
Koch.
Josh appeared.
No, I'm here.
And then that was going on for a little bit. So you basically you literally replaced Adrian the week after he left with his like feature on voice acting.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
literally the week after. You pull me in and we're like, yeah, this is fine. Like, we're just going to trial it out and see how it goes because we need diversity. You didn't say it there, but I kind of felt that way.
I mean,
and then
we've consistently bullied you since then for it.
pretty much,
Like,
yeah, for
how
my existence.
dare
You deserve
you
it.
have? You do deserve it. How dare you have like all of this privilege
Yeah,
and money?
yeah.
He's rich.
By your standard, by Starbucks
Yeah.
standards.
By standards. Oh man, I don't want to talk about it. And so that went on for a little bit, and then we lost funding, which was mad.
Mad.
Super happy about that. Wasn't the first time though, because it had happened before.
Yes.
And so it was like, cool, we're not the first failure.
Yeah.
So that made it, well, everyone was super bummed out about it. Like,
Yeah.
we were all like, we thought we were doing an awesome job. We were working so hard on social media stuff, so many social media videos. The content was really changing. Like the news format was very similar for the first 8 years of this show. And we were like, let's make something insane. And then we did and realized that it was not at all sustainable, but we still did it.
Yeah, you can't keep insanity going for that long.
Evie has done a pretty good job. There are nitpicks with
Real-
audio technical quality, but that I could call out. But I'm like, everything else they're doing is awesome. And there was another thing that was happening. Oh yeah, then we lost funding, and then Rani was like, "What up? You're gonna screech about Sims?"
Yeah, all of the Sims.
And now she's the studio gremlin.
Yeah, literally the studio gremlin who has a bachelor degree now in something or other. In crying, yeah.
Still no job.
Yeah.
Like,
And crying.
Or you just bullied. You just seem to have this innate ability to bully all of the new people as they come in. Like, so I got my thing about my diversity, and then Rani's like, bullying Rani live on air. Like, that was just your shtick.
I got it from Ray and Lee.
Yeah, to be fair,
Okay.
honestly.
In like unison. Ray
Yeah.
and Lee both like, yup.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So when Jack first appeared, I don't know what it was about his face, but we just thought,
There's something about it, though. There's a quality. Punchable is
Beautiful
how I would
and
describe
youthful.
it. I don't know.
Was it the hair?
we had this sort of hazing period that just didn't end
No.
until you were turned into the producer.
And honestly, I mean, it's going on now, right? Like, we've
Yikes.
all settled very comfortably back into.
I'm glad you guys
Yeah,
feel
I
comfortable
like
again.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
super happy about it. I'm just really happy to be here, guys. Like, I just, you know. Jesus. But I'm really happy that I've been able to continue a very healthy tradition of the show, you know? Like, being able to carry that through the last 50 episodes.
And to be fair, I mean, you weren't the first person that we bullied live on the air, right?
That's true.
You know, we bullied Alana. We bullied like all of our interns got bullied live on the air. It was
Oh yes, Sean.
Sean, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Poor
guy.
bastard.
Yeah,
Ritual hazing process.
yeah.
To weed out the weaklings, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
If they can survive that, they can survive the show.
And everyone that we bullied has gone on to much better things than this show. So
They're the
yeah.
ones laughing now.
Exactly.
Yikes.
Yeah. We strengthened them.
Well, the truth is that we saw greatness in all these people, and we just wanted to bring them down to our level so they could feel what it was like before
Yeah.
they soared off and did their own.
yeah, because we're
glorious
petty.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why didn't I think of that? Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's what Zed Games is.
So presumably
On the box.
that means that we're doing the same to you. Maybe.
Yeah, man, Starbucks is really like, ooh, what an experience.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, moving to Melbourne is like, look, I don't want to go into detail on that. That's the whole situation.
We'll be
by
here all
itself.
the rest of the night.
No, it'll just be me being like, I'm so Anyway, which I think is
Brave.
so brave.
Brave,
I'm so
yes.
hashtag brave. You know, we have more. I was hoping that the last segment we'd be able to talk to Evie about what they wanted to do with the show, but then they decided not to come in.
Yeah.
Mad, awesome, love that.
Mad lad.
Called out.
So instead, we're going to play another song that we've played offensively often.
Oh my god.
Not
Oh my
Kick the
God.
Rock. No, we've already played that one. This is one that Ray played very, very often. This is from another Sonic game, Sonic Mania. This is Studiopolis Act 1. You're hanging out on Zed Games, episode 500 Extravaganza. In the 4ZZZ studio. That's what this place is called. My name is Jack. I'm here with Koch, Caitlin, Ray, and Lee. This is Zed Games, the episode 500 Extravaganza. Oh, and Millie's on the phone as well. Yeah, g'day.
Doesn't have a physical presence here, so it's,
Yeah, that's why. I mean, you're not in the studio, so I wasn't wrong.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
You're right. Sorry.
You're listening to Zed Games, the show that was government funded for 3.5 years after Good Game got cancelled. But we were, right? Like, when we lost funding, we were all bummed about it. But it's like, we all still love doing this, right? Like, we didn't walk away and we're like, we don't get the $50 for this.
Well,
because it was not a lot of money.
It was not that much money.
And it used to be, like, slightly more. But yeah, it was such a fraction of a pittance by the time.
Yeah, no, when I took over, I was like, I'm spreadsheeting this, like, 4 cents for everyone at the end of the week. Like, it's okay, I swear I'll get it to you.
Well, I didn't even know, like, you said, when I joined the show, you said, oh yeah, and we'll organise, like, an invoice, and I went, invoice? Like, I didn't know that was a thing until later, so, like, I was just enjoying being on, like, a new platform.
I didn't know for 6 months while I was on the show either.
Oh, well, there you go. Oof, okay.
Yeah, Ray pocketed a lot of other people's money.
Just, like, stashing it away.
Working.
Research materials.
I appreciate your hard work during that time, Jack. Especially on that Final Fantasy 15 review.
I really appreciate the exposure.
There's not exposure currency.
There's not enough exposure bucks in this industry. That's how I plan on paying my rent.
Too many people getting paid. Like,
disgusting.
Yeah.
Why?
Gross.
Shut it down. Not that. So, moving forward, first of all, Koch, you were like, yeah, we're going to try and get funding again.
Yeah.
Big deal. Whatever.
Yeah, we're going to try. I mean, why not, right?
Because we all, like, the thing is, if you don't have a reason to hold on to people, because what you were saying, it is time consuming. It's incredibly involving. And if people aren't able to justify it because they have to work their crappy day job, and we all have crappy day jobs, like...
Actually, mine's great. It's amazing.
Do you still have a job?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Great. It's fine.
Yeah.
I did know that you had a job, so that's why I was able to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, you're not on the show anymore. Who cares?
Right, that's true. That is
gets
true.
the last
and
word in.
I had to give up the show because of the good day job.
Because you had a great day job. Oh, it's so hard, man.
Yeah.
And then, so you're trying to get people on board and keep them on board, you know, like that.
Yeah.
That requires a certain amount of bandwidth from people.
Yeah, on a consistent basis as well.
Yeah.
Like, you can come in for a here and there episode. Yeah, I can help out. That's no worries. But if you're doing it consistently, week in, week out, eventually you kind of want to be like, okay, well, this should be either doing something or like.
I mean, it
getting
helps
something out
that
of
it doesn't really cost that much to live in Brisbane. That's nice.
No, that's
my
comparatively.
Goddamn Melbourne. Sorry.
Yeah.
You did that to yourself.
I know
I
I
was
did.
going to say, it's not like we kicked him
You
out.
can't blame me.
I mean, you wanted to, right?
I mean, kind of. Yeah.
Okay.
We had to get enough people to kind of like throw him across the border. So we were getting a couple of there.
Across
We needed
2
a few-
borders?
Yeah. Just out of Queensland, it didn't matter. That was Sydney's problem by that point. Adrian can deal with you.
Saw a shirt with Queensland, God's country on it at the airport.
Oh my god.
Shut that down.
But which god? That's the question.
There is no God. God is
Thank
dead.
you.
Like, in what universe where I run a radio show and it doesn't set on fire immediately, is there a God? No. That's not
I
real.
think I can see the smoke at the back of the monitor, actually. Right now.
Yeah, Adrian sent us a segment. What we do have coming up, though, in the next year, with Evie running the show,
Yes.
who can't be here, really setting the scene for next year.
We've had discussions.
They are very... Well, I mean, they've been studying at SAE. They went to SAE after coming on this show. This is your fault. They came onto this show and they were like, I love talking about games. I love games. I want to be able to talk about games in more depth, like be adept at doing this. They studied game design. They studied it at SAE. And so they're like, I think that there needs to be more of a focus on the local industry, which Zed Games has always done a very good job of to begin with, right? Like, we were at Game On. Well, I mean, we've been at Game On for how many years? Like...
Many.
Yeah, a few. And I mean, we've been involved in the 48-hour game making challenge since 2012.
Yeah, yikes.
Yeah, we've had students, up-and-coming game makers, all from all sort of levels on the show.
All sorts of levels, definitely, yes. Evie wants to bring more of a spotlight to those people. And I think that like, as a community broadcaster, I think that falls on us to be able to tell those stories, because I don't really think Channel 9 gives a crap, to be honest.
No.
So, like... But that's exciting, right? Like, that we can spend more time focusing on the industry, because not many other people are in a position to. Like, I mean, I was fortunate enough to come into a show where both of you had enough rapport with the industry that you'd be like, yeah, good show, guys. We're going to go to Big Dev. Like,
oh my God.
That's something that not many people would have an opportunity to walk into, right?
Yeah, there are amazing things happening right here in Brisbane.
Yeah.
And we didn't know that for the first couple of years. We were just like, oh, Red Dead Redemption's cool. Oh, how about that Mario guy?
R18 in games? What is that?
But once we started digging around and like, actually reaching out to the local game makers, we found out there are heaps of people doing amazing things, still doing it, and they all have terrific stories to share.
So that's what we want to show more of, right?
Pretty much, yeah. We want to get more of that image there from, like, the guys who have that different view or that thing that they want to share, their passion project, really.
And we're not going to, like, skimp on the big boy games either, because, like, we also just, like, love playing big games like that. And, like, Supernova sometimes brings, like, voice actors we actually care about to show to the city. So, like, not very often.
Not often.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But, yeah. That's pretty much what you can look forward to coming up in the show. In the new year, the 11th year of Zed Games.
The second decade of Zed Games.
Wow.
Did you think it would last this long?
No.
Right?
Oh, God, no.
When I was sitting down and we were doing our outline, we had the first 4 episodes planned out, and we didn't know what the hell we were going to do after that.
And 10 years later.
And now 496 episodes later.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, yikes. But it's been like, I think that it has changed. As much as there have been plenty of bumps along the way, I will cop that at least for a good 40% of them.
Yeah.
Since I've joined.
No arguments here, buddy.
I was thinking you'd be arguing for more like 60 or 80%. Like, you've always loved to palm stuff off on me.
He must be getting nostalgic.
I mean, the bullying was like, oh, I'm right at home. I feel like that we've had a very good run up until this point. When you were running the show, I ended up taking over, kind of scrambled. Because, I mean, you guys, you more saw what it was like when we were trying to shake up the template almost every week.
Yeah.
That was like trying to figure out how to make it better, because we wanted to make it better. We wanted to make it something awesome.
But you couldn't improve upon perfection, could you, Jack?
And that's the show.
Yeah.
That's Zed Games. Episode 500. There's going to be more. Keep listening on 4ZZZ, where every Wednesday evening, 6 till 7 p.m. We are on iTunes and Spotify. Zed Games. The website is zgameseu.net. Social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at zgameseu. If someone wants to use those social media platforms.
We said we post memes.
There has not been a meme posted since I left.
I said we would.
Look forward to that in 2020.
Yeah. That's our new initiative.
That's a
More
New
memes.
Year's
More
resolution.
memes.
It'll be gone by March, don't worry.
Some memes.
Some memes.
Maybe.
Maybe 2. 2 singular memes. Jeez.
2020.
We've also played plenty of Persona music. You're a big fan of the series. As much as you give me and B crap for being weebs,
Absolutely.
you are like, oh god, I love Persona so much.
Yeah.
It's so good.
One of my favorite games.
Persona 5 Royal, man, next year, getting hype? Not so much.
Yeah.
A little bit?
Not really.
Nah, he's just tired. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yikes. Well, look, in the meantime, here's another from Persona 5. This is Last Surprise from Persona 5. Thank you for an awesome year. Thank you guys for an awesome year. And for the last 3 years of Zed Games. It's been an incredible time being here. You guys are going to keep enjoying being here. All of the dumb stuff that we do in studio, all of the shenanigans that you get up to outside of the studio. It might be slightly less with me out of town, but hopefully there'll still be some. And maybe, one day you'll get a real job like Late.
Maybe.
Yeah. It could happen.
And a
One
mortgage.
day.
One day. I don't want that.
No, run. Shut that down. We love and appreciate you. Thank you for listening. This one is Last Surprise from Persona 5. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Try to run me through. Hold on, think again. Don't you know what you're starting? But you sure we got the clue. How bad this we go? Don't you know? No more art. And as I look to the horizon, not a cloud, but then stormy weather's go too cold. Seems like it crept up out of nowhere. All around you is not what you foretold. You never see it coming.